us to focus 100% on our meeting, despite the situation that we're in our homes. We would really appreciate if we clear some things that will be stopping us from doing this meeting 100%. Are you open to do it? Yes or no? Awesome. So in the latter part, I'll be playing music so that everyone can listen to the music and just relax also. So I'll be playing music, and as you sit comfortably in your homes, in your chair, in your bed, if you're in your bed, just sit comfortably, lean if you need to, and just relax, okay? So I want you to take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. As you close your eyes, go ahead, close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes and just feel deeply relaxed in your seat. So I'm gonna be doing a grounding exercise. However way, shape, or form you do it, I fully respect and love you. And I will be doing this the way that we do it. So just be with me and follow my voice. As you take deep breaths, inhale and exhale. And what I want you to do is imagine in your mind's eye, in the center of your mind, I want you to imagine a white bright light. As we do a practice of potentization, I want you to take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. As you imagine this white bright light touching your forehead, go ahead. Imagine this light touching your whole face now. How do you feel? How do you feel with this light touching your face? Do you feel warmth? Do you feel love, compassion? As this white light signifies our connectivity to our source, whoever that may be, we truly respect and love. As this white light signifies love and compassion, not only to us, but also for the rest of the world, as this light heals the world. I want you to imagine that bright light moving, enveloping your whole body. As it reaches your neck, go ahead, take a deep breath. Imagine all the tensions from your neck going away down to your shoulders. Imagine the tension that you have in your shoulder going away down to your torso, your whole body, as you see and feel this white light enveloping the whole of you, embracing you, and healing each one cell of your body. I want you to take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. As you imagine this bright white light, I want you to also think of the things that are bothering you. What are these things that you find very bothersome this morning? Maybe a thought, an idea, maybe a person that you don't feel at all. You don't feel like happy, that you feel distracted. I want you to think of that. Maybe an event or a person. And let's all acknowledge this. So take deep breath, inhale and exhale. And as you follow my voice and say it with me, again, you speak with me, thinking of this block or obstacle. Just for now, say it with me, just for now, I choose to set this aside. Just for now, say it with me, I choose to let go. Can you imagine this bothersome and bother go away from you? And now you're reaching out to the Zoom seminar that we are about to do this morning. And it's really about reaching and adding back value to us as we do our learning to reach the highest potentials that we have. I want you to take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. And as we imagine a seminar full of learning, full of things that we will apply in our own businesses, I want you to see all of you staying till the end, participating 100%. So take deep breaths, inhale and exhale. I'll be counting 5, and in the count of 5, you can open your eyes, but I want you to continue to relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You may now open your eyes. And good morning! Can you give yourselves a hand for participating in this very, very wonderful session this morning? I can feel your love, I can feel your energy, and it's really just about us staying open to more learnings and growth, and most of all, being with our speaker this morning. Are you all excited? Thumbs up if you are. And this morning, I'm gonna pass you down to Gary, who will be actually giving the introduction for our speaker. But before that, I just want to thank you all and kindly just continue to participate. And Gary, you can do your thing now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yanni, Diana, for that amazing introduction to our event today, our webinar, and that awesome, what we call as a clearing or grounding. Guys, you like that as a start for our event? Good? Yeah, so it actually preps your whole entire mindset, your emotional being to be able to absorb the best in today's session. So let me just get our star today. All right, I'm sure you all know who is that. Let me find. Okay, anyway, say hello to my wife, Lily. Hello. All right, Amanda. Okay. Hi, Amanda.
Well, it's evening over here, Gary. So good morning to you. Good evening for me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. How are you today, Amanda?
Fantastic. Outstanding.
Right. Awesome. I just saw your video this morning that you, or was it your yesterday that you put $1,000 into a mailbox?
That's it.
Awesome. Yeah, amazing. Okay. So guys, once again, welcome to our interview with the stars. And today we're going to have a very amazing lady. And I've heard so much about her, and especially after her transformation with getting coaching with Eric Worre. Maybe later, Amanda, you can share with us some parts on that. And this lady, I heard, is really burning up the Enagic business in America, you know, and she's truly awesome. When I told my team that I'll be having Amanda Bobbett today on this interview with the stars, everybody's like saying, wow, that's my idol, you know, I want to get to know her, you know, so it's truly amazing. So yeah, Amanda, I don't remember seeing you as in personally, but I do see a lot of your videos and they're really amazing. So once again, guys, let's all give a big round of applause to Amanda. Yeah. So once again, welcome, Amanda. Before I go on, I'd like to say from every one of us here, from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to honor you for wanting to share with us generously on your experience, on what you have learned and what you are planning to do, and those tips that you have, that I'm very sure even though somebody today were to take back just 1% of what you have to share and put it into practice, their lives will change. I'm truly confident in that. So once again, Amanda, thank you so much for willing to share with us this beautiful morning and beautiful evening at your side. All right, Amanda?
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, Gary.
Right. So, Amanda, tell us, when did you actually started Enagic, And what was your early days journey like? You know, like, yeah, maybe you can share with us.
Absolutely. And so, you know, it's funny, Gary, as you said, you don't actually remember. Oh, did I just lose you?
No.
There we are. Okay. So you don't actually remember seeing me, but I actually was in Japan when you were there probably about 8 years ago.
Wow.
And I remember seeing you. You were like, oh my gosh, he's my idol. Like, I'm so nervous. I can't even talk to him. Like, oh my gosh, I want to be like him someday. And so now it's like, now you're reaching out to me. I'm just like, wow, you know, it's just you put a thought out there and you keep driving towards that. And all of a sudden you start showing up and you attract those people to your reality to make that happen. And so here we are on the Zoom, and yeah, I would love to share anything that I can help you all tonight with. I am just open book. Ask me anything. I'm here to provide value for you. Right. So how did I get started? It started with my story, just like many of you. Started drinking the water because I had some health issues. I've been doing this now for almost 9 years. 9 years ago, I was considered clinically obese. I had mercury poisoning, adrenal fatigue. And the worst part is I had no female cycle in 8 years. As a woman, that's not, you know, that doesn't usually happen. And so what I would do is I was going to go to the doctor, and that doctor would tell me one thing and give me pills. And I was like, gosh, it's doctor after doctor, pill after pill, same story. I became the mystery patient. And that was around the time when my grandfather, almost 9 years ago, heard about this technology. One thing you'll have to know about my grandfather is he is one of the most scientific, skeptical people you can imagine. He bought a unit. Because of that, my whole family was like, all right, if grandfather's got one of these things, we know it's good. Here's our credit card, let's order it. So here we are, almost 9 years ago, started drinking this water as a family. And my family owns a garden center. And I happened to work at their garden center when I first started. And so started drinking this water. Our clients that were coming in, our friends, everyone were like, what are you doing, Amanda? You and your family have so much energy. You seem like you're losing weight, your skin's glowing. I said, I think it's this water. And they looked at me like, you are kidding. Water? Okay, right. Okay, tell me what like pill you're swallowing with the water, okay? So I said, all right, look, I happen to have this device. It's at my house. I know it makes a lot of water. I'll bring it from my house. I'll stick it in the back break room. Just come for free and drink it. Within the first month and a half, I had over 50 people coming in to get the water.
Wow.
And so instead of me being at the front counter like I was supposed to do, that was my job, I was finding myself all day in our back break room filling up these water jugs for people. Then when I started seeing what it's doing to them, and then they started saying, hey, I think I want one of these things. I'm like, are you serious? Like, really? Wow. I said, sat down my parents. I said, Mom and Dad, their business is a multi-million-dollar annual business that they wanted me to take over. And I said, Mom and Dad, I know you want me to take your legacy over. That is not my passion. That's not my mission. I want to help people, and I'm going to do it one glass of water at a time. So I quit working for my parents after 2 months of being in this business. And they were so awesome at the beginning of this. They still are awesome, but they allowed me to bring the unit out into their coffee bar, which it was the slowest part of our whole entire store. No one ever came to the coffee bar. So they thought, well, we'll put Amanda back there. She can be right next to the sink and she can, you know, help some people while she's there. So within the first 6 months, I sold 100 machines, and I got to a 6A. The issue was they were all direct sales. I was making no indirect sales, no team. It was all me. And one of the best days that I had was 9 machines directly in one day. Wow. Like all of direct, because I got a line 45 minutes long, people waiting for the water, right? And I had 2 machines going, we had carts of people coming in and out. And I just learned how to brand it. I learned how to market. I learned how to sell it, but I didn't know how to duplicate that. So it's when I came to Japan, when you were there, that I sat down with Romy and his wife, Rose. And I said, Romy, how many direct sales do you have? He says, I have 87. At the time I was there, I had a couple hundred direct sales. And I was like, all right, what am I doing wrong? I mean, you got a huge team. And if I don't sell, I'm not making money. So how do I know what you know? He's like, are you telling everyone about the business? I said, no, I'm not telling anyone about the business. As a matter of fact, my family came from Amway. So it was like kind of like I didn't want to tell people about the business because I didn't know what experience they had. So I just pretended like it was my own company and was just selling the machines. And so that was how I got to 6A. Long story short, I came back from that trip, started doing the things that I thought was going to create the success and the duplication, and I didn't do so well. What was happening is I made everyone codependent on me. They're like, Amanda, I can't do what you do. It's okay, just bring everybody to me. I'll do everything for everybody. I'll do the demo, I'll set up the machine, I'll do whatever you want, just send them to me. And so without me, the team didn't grow because I was still doing everything. And so that's when I hired Eric Worre. That's when I got Jeffrey Combs, JT Fox, Brendan Burchard, all these coaches, because I was stuck. Once I got to the sticking point, I was like, how do I learn more to get past this little roadblock? And that's what I did. And so then I was able to leave my parents' garden center after I hired Jeffrey, because he assisted me to realize I was a people pleaser and I wanted to be at Beaver Bark to please my mom because she wanted me at her garden center. So I left that, and that's when about 2 years ago, we started branding on social media. And once we hit the social media, like it started out with me, like I wasn't there at my parents' garden center. I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I don't have a storefront. So I guess I'll put myself on Facebook. And I was against social media. Like I didn't like it at all. Because I just seen like people's stories out there, and I was like, I don't want to be putting my life out there. I like to be, to myself. And then when one of my coaches says, Amanda, what if it could make you $1 million online and you're not going online? I was like, oh, you're right. I could add so much value and make a whole business. So that's what happened. So we started little by little. And within the first 6 months, it was like, wow, I love this way more than being trapped to my time at that garden center, even though it was great. Now we can do sales anywhere in the world, and we can be doing it right off our laptop. And so that's what's really exciting about this whole thing, is that you don't have to have a storefront. You can be digital, social media, and just create content. And so, I have my social media expert, Marjorie, here as well on the call tonight. So if you have specific questions about branding or anything on social media, I couldn't do what I do without her.
Wow. So Amanda, since you mentioned about the initial stage where you came in, where you were just doing it because of your health issues, right? How long did it take you to see a big change in your health? How long did it take from the time you start?
The first class.
Serious? Tell us about one class and you see a big difference?
Yes. And as a matter of fact, the first class, I was like, what is this water? And I called it crack water for the longest time because it gave me so much energy. I was like, something's got to be in this water. And people started saying, what is in this water? Why do I have so much energy? And so then they were accusing me of selling crack because it was addicting. They kept wanting to come back for it. It was giving them energy.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what happened. So I just felt tired all the time. And I had that first glass and it was like, I feel energy. And then like this sheet that was on my head, I was always in brain fog. It just like lifted itself. And I was like, wow. And that was after one glass. Everybody's different, but that's what happened to me.
Wow. And after that big shift, so from the time that you see there's a change in your health, how did it occur to you that you want to do this business? I mean, was there somebody, first, did anybody actually show you the business plan at the beginning?
No, as a matter of fact, my sponsor, she was there the first couple weeks and then she was not. And so up above her is Siha Top. And so he didn't even live in my area. So I got him occasionally, maybe once or twice a year. And so I pretty much just kind of figured out on my own how to do things.
Right. So and how did you actually convince the people to buy the machine? Those that were coming to your place to take the water.
Yeah. So the first step is you have to be enthusiastic. If you're starting out of this and you want to attract people, you got to be smiling. You got to be connecting. You got to be pleasant. You got to be passionate because people are buying you. So if you don't come to the table the best you, and you're having a negative day and you're complaining all the time, people are not buying you. So that's the most important thing at the very beginning, is just be passionate, be enthusiastic, and really want to help people. Take the whole sales things out of it. When I started, and even now, I don't care about the money. What I do care about is that the more income I have, the more knowledge I can have in myself, because I'm getting more coaching, and then I can share that with everybody else. And that's why I can give the $1,000 in my mailbox to someone that, you know, released 20 pounds while drinking the water. That's why I can create all these contests, because the income is there. And if we didn't focus on the people and we stopped thinking about the people, we wouldn't be able to do that. So take the money out of it. And a lot of us have a hard time receiving money anyways. So if you take the money out of it, you don't have the issue receiving, and a lot of times we'll close more sales.
Right.
And so, did that answer your question there, Gary?
Yeah. Thanks, Amanda. But you know, there are a lot of people who somehow has the mindset of they want to sell something, right? So the more, like what you are trying to say, the more they are trying to sell something, the more they are finding more objections coming to them. Like they are trying to push something to people to sell something, right? So what you are trying to say is be enthusiastic in what you do, and be a people person that is, what can I offer to that person? What can I help change? What can I give value to that person first? And the reward will come later, right? Is that the mindset that you have?
It's the mindset, but there's a lot of things that go on even more than that. So when you're talking to someone the first time, you got to build their rapport, and you've got to get their trust. How do you do that quickly and effectively? You have to fact find and rapport build. So you're talking to somebody. I'm not going to be talking about myself. I'm going to be listening to what they're saying. So just imagine that let's say we're at the grocery store, and you see someone drinking bottled water, and you're like, all right, I'm a hydration expert. I call myself the title because it's got authority. If you say a distributor at Enagic, they're going to be like, okay, that might sound like an MLM. I don't know what MLM carries in your country, but here in the US, it's not looked up upon too much. So instead, you rebrand that saying, I'm a hydration expert. I'm a health specialist. Right. I assist people one glass of water at a time. So then you walk into someone at the grocery store that's in the bottled water section, and you smile at them, right? And you say, sir, I'm just curious why you chose that water compared to every water out there. Now you're creating curiosity, and you're asking a question. Once that happens, they're going to say, that's the weirdest question I've ever gotten. So yeah, I'm choosing this one because it's cheap. And then that's what you're going to say, as a hydration specialist, I used to think the same thing. And then when I found out that water was actually poisoning me, I have this huge passion to now go out there and assist people one glass of water at a time. We import a medical device that makes the best water for your health. As a matter of fact, just down the street, I got an in-house water store, or I call it my home office. And I have people coming in all day long to get fresh water. So how about for the next month, I'll take your water bill and I'll give you the best water complimentary. And then he's going to say, well, that sounds pretty good. Do you have a business card? I'll say, I'm fresh out of them. I can't keep them in stock. What I do have is I have a website or a Facebook, whatever you have. I have a website, you can do your Facebook. And I'll text you my 20-minute demo video. And it goes over the whole product. And then after that, we'll find the best time that works for you to get you some water. What is the best phone number to call you at or to text you at? And then I get my phone and I just put them right in there. Text them right away. 97% of people don't follow up past the first time. I follow up within 30 to 60 seconds after with a video text that says, hey Dave, it was awesome seeing you today at the water bar over there, and I can't wait for you to check out that video. And then I send that. And now he's like, wow, that was really nice of her. It's, creating that relationship, because we're in that relationship business. So what I've found by doing this is that I have too many leads and not enough time. And my team needs me, so I don't look for people anymore. They find me, and I find the good ones because they're looking. And so when you're going out, you're creating all this momentum. It's like you can be choosy on who you want to work with. At the beginning, just help everybody. But at the end, it's like your time is so valuable. You want to spend it with quality people that want to go out there and help other people. Not that you're pulling and dragging these people to the finish line.
Right. Two things here, Amanda. First and foremost, at the beginning, do you use somebody's demo video, or you have already made your own demo video like what I see on YouTube now?
Well, when I first started, in the back break room, all I had was Bob Gerdelli's 30-minute video and there was one with Pat Boom. Pat Boom, yeah. So the people would come back to the break room, which I wasn't out in the public, right? I was just in the back break room the first 2 months. And I'd stick that video in there and I'd let them sit down. There was a little seating area and I'd sit back there with them and I'd fill the jugs and they'd watch. And that's how I started. And then I was like, okay, I think I could probably do the T-test. So they would watch it and then I'd pause and I'd do the T-test. Okay, I think I can do the pH. Okay, good, I did that. And so I'd kind of show them little snips and pieces of it. Then after that, I just got confident. The more you do it, the more confident you get. I didn't have videos to share after that. I was doing 10 demos a day. Whoa. People would come in and I'd say, hey, the skeptical husband would come in and the wife's been coming in, create this relationship. Skeptical husband comes in because I tell the wife, hey, what's holding you back from owning one of these? And she's like, well, my husband's not on board. I said, well, have your husband come fill up the jug next time. So husband comes in, I start filling it up and he's like, oh, I don't have time to watch the demo because I know if they see the demo, they're going to buy. So I was like, oh, sir, don't worry. It takes at least 5 minutes to fill up your jug and the demo only takes me a few minutes. So sit here and I will show you. And so I don't even ask them, I show them and they see it. And then pretty soon I'm building the rapport, just like I'm building the trust. It's not about me. It's about how I can create value in these people's lives and how I can get them to like me. So by complimenting the husband and be like, you're amazing. Your wife talks so great about you because she does. Now they're like, oh, wow, I really like Amanda. People buy you. And so pretty soon, hey, let's go ahead and get your credit card and let's order this. What's holding you back? Nothing. Great. Let's go. And so you get really good about trial closing questions. It's not about saying, you got to buy a Kangen water machine today. Give me your credit card. It's about saying, hey, have you thought about how to feel to have the best water in your body for the rest of your life? And here in the US, it's 100% tax deduction. It'll cost you more not to own one than to own one. They're like, yeah, that sounds interesting, but I don't have the money. Yes. And so that's when you get really good. So the more trial closing questions you have, the more objections. So if you're not getting objections, you're not asking. So you got to realize that no matter what story they tell you, whether it's, I can't get it today because I left my credit card in the car, whatever it is, it's a well-planned lie, a stall, and a roadblock because they don't want to spend the money. So once you get down to it, you always sell on the terms, not the price, at least here in the US. We say, yes, the machines are $5,000. However, most of my clients finance them. We can get financing for $50 per month. Wow. By the way, Dave, how much are you spending on bottled water right now?
It's a no-brainer, right?
And then they're like, I'm spending $150 already. Well, how does that make you feel? Spending $150 on water is not even good for your health. Right. Let me show you. It's not challenging. What's your credit look like? And when you say, what does your credit look like? It's not asking what their credit score is. It's asking them what it looks like. And then if they have above a 650, we say, awesome. The next step is let me just go ahead and run the paperwork here and see what we can do to get you approved. I go right over the computer and I put in their information and it's a yes or no. And then if it's a no, then we go to Enagic financing. And if they say I don't have money for upfront deposit or upfront initial investment, I say, no worries. Who else do you know that has good credit? And if they say nobody that they know has good credit, I'm like, okay, well, how bad do you really want this? If you had the money, would you buy it? Yeah, I would. Okay, great. So now that you know that you want it, if you had the money, how can we find the money? Do you have some items we can sell on Craigslist? That's a really nice watch. Are you sure you really need it? How badly do you want it? Everyone will find the money if they want it bad enough. So it's our job to create the desire that they want to have the unit. And one of the ways I do that is visualizing having the unit or having the income. So for instance, if I've got someone that's a little bit, they're like, they don't have the money, right? They say they don't have the money. I can appreciate that. And what if you did have an additional $5,000 to $10,000 a month? What would you do with the money? And so now they're like, well, I would pay off my credit card debt. Okay, great. Well, after that, what would you do? Well, I would travel. Well, where would you go? I would go to Hawaii. Well, tell me who would you go with? Like, tell me, I want to see exactly what you see. Now you look at their face and they're smiling and they're happy and they're buying the vision of what that machine can create. When I first started this business, I know I heard Cynthia said, create the vision and attach the machine to it. I didn't know what that meant, right? They were buying the vision. What that means is that you're planting a seed in their mind and you're helping them understand and see the possibilities. The unit, you attach to that and say, okay, great. Now that I know that you would go to Hawaii, you'd be driving a Maserati, you'd live on the, the coast somewhere with the beaches, your backyard, whatever that might be. Now, let me show you how to do this as a business and you can create that kind of income. The only thing that's holding you back is $50 a month and you can have this lifestyle if you choose. And I'll show you how to get there step by step by step. Now they come for a different reason. It's not just about the health, you wrap it into the financial aspect. Or if someone has poor health, you can do the same thing. Dave, I hear you complaining a lot and I know you don't have the money. And what if this is a solution that you're looking for and you didn't at least check it out? That's for someone that's skeptical. And so that opens them up. Or the people are like, I've heard that water is just, a scam or whatever you want to call it. I can appreciate that. And what if I could show you that it's actually not a scam and that these issues you're experiencing right now, this arthritis, this, weight issue that you have, what if it could resolve your issues and you didn't at least check it out? And that's what I call what if. So there's so many things that you have to think about, but realize that sales is a way of life and it's a very high paid industry. You get good at these skills, you can master it. And then, you have so many leads, you don't have time, but you got to put in the work. That's what I did to get where I'm at. You can't just hope it's going to happen. You've got to take action and you got to be coachable.
Awesome. You know what, Amanda, just like now it's 10:30 and we are getting so much golden nuggets from you. Just from knowing what you have shared right now, it's truly amazing. A lot of people tend to focus on the product, as in the machine or the water, but they forgot about people. We are all people. We are all human beings, right? We like to be acknowledged. We like to have dreams. We like people to tell us that there's hope. We like people to tell us that the dreams will probably come true. And we like to tell people that there's an alternative solution to the problems that they are facing right now. So I guess you have nailed it at the point there that's very good, is that instead of just going on and on and on about the water, how good the water is, be a people person and get to know them better, get to dive deep into where they are and the possibilities of them being part of the vision that you have painted for them. It's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's a good thing to bring up. It's a skill. You've got to find out why people want our product. Right. If you can't figure out why they want it, they're never going to want to own it. So that's one of the skills you've got to acquire is like, all right, there's two things we're selling. Well, there's three. We're selling the machine as a health. We're selling the business as financial independence, security, time freedom. We're also selling the peace of mind. So now that we have three products, we have one person, we have to figure out what it is that they want. So we have to extract that information out of them and then tie it into the machine or the financing business part or the mindset. So once you find out their why they want to do this, why they want to own, then they will find a way to own it.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, I'll hold you on there for a while. Yanni, would you want to go on with the following up?
Right, everyone, you got value? Thumbs up if you have. Awesome. So we'll be opening up the floor for shares. Any one of you who want to share your greatest takeaway so far, with Amanda sharing a lot of values. What is your takeaway? So any one of you who wants to share so that we also get to hear. All right. Just please unmute. There's a lot of you, so I can see all the screens. Yes, Judy, go ahead.
Let me try. Hi, Amanda. So good to see you.
Hi, Judy.
I bump on you in Enagic World in December. So many takeaway. I like the keep getting trial close that you are asking, and you're bringing them down to what they want instead of just arguing and fighting about why Enagic is good, why the water is good. I really like how you frame everything and you make it so simple. I like watching your video as well. Thank you so much. The trial close is so good. I like this one part, that what is stopping you? What is holding you back? Just go up front and ask instead of beating around the bush like we all, so that guilt of wanting to sell them something is selling out, instead of just saying, what's holding you back? Let me help you. Let me help you. I really like that. One more question. I'm always very curious about, if I'm allowed to ask this, Yanni, how do you do this, like in Canada, of some people, how do you do the $50 a month finance? May I know? That's so exciting.
Absolutely. It's all about how you sell it. A lot of people have a fear against credit cards. So if we were saying we're going to be applying for a credit card, they're not going to want to do it. So you've got to sell it first. And then once they commit to that, then you can let them know exactly what they're getting. So we use chase.com, Chase Freedom. And so I love credit cards. They're my best friend. They're kind of like assets to me. They're employees. I put them to work. And so I leverage them. And so that's what I teach people to do. Why would we want to take out our own cash when we can borrow someone else's for free? And then we can have that machine on our countertop, and we can start selling machines and make back our original investment quickly without even taking any money out of your pocket. So once you sell it that way, say, hey, they will even give you money back just for using the credit line, credit card. So I call it a credit line, credit card, attaching those things. So once I get them approved, I'm like, all right, your credit line is coming in the mail. And once we get that, all we need is just the card number, and we'll get the order processed and we'll get it coming. And so why a lot of people, we got to take people's fear away. They have fear of credit card debt because they've been in it, and then there's interest. Most people don't understand credit card interest. It's annual percentage rate, which means if your credit card has a 12%, it's not 12% a month, it's 12% annually. So if it's 5,000, you're paying 12%, you're paying 1% a month. That's almost free money. And so once you explain it to people like that, and you say, look, as long as you're buying assets with that make you money instead of liabilities that take your money away, you don't take a trip on your credit card or buy Louis Vuitton shoes on your credit card. You buy things on your credit card that make you money. So why do you have a fear around credit cards? So if I can show you that having the credit card is going to be an asset to you, not a liability, and here in the US, I'm a tax accountant as well, started doing it because of the Kangen water people. The machine is 100% tax deduction, 100%. My average client gets back $3,000 to $8,000 a year because of having an in-home based business because of the tax deductions. It is the smartest thing you can do is having a business. You're an employee, that's cool, but you don't have deductions being an employee. So when we wrap it up into a tax deduction, your vehicle, your car, your computer, your traveling expenses, your meals, these are all deductions. So instead of giving the government the money, which we don't want to do because we earned it, right? Keep more in your pocket for yourself and your family. So it's one of my passions, just like the machines. It's like once you see you're on the other side of this whole, thing, and you understand taxes and money and how this whole thing works, you want to help people make more money and help their families, right? That's really what we're here for. So I'm a big advocate for taxes in this business as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing that. Judy, was she able to answer your question? Awesome. One more share before we do end.
Thank you.
Okay. One more share. I think Yuli from Perth, Australia has. Yuli, you can just unmute.
Hello, Amanda.
Hello, Yuli.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you in this Zoom. Okay, Amanda. The first I want to share that you're so inspired with everything that you like. You share your experience without you want to help everyone else to not pass what you have previously that you going through. So it's so awesome. It's very good for all us who starting this business in the platform Kangen Business. So I have a question, to be honest, that not only one or couple of times that when I convince people with the product that's so good, how amazing the Kangen water is, and they already like convinced. But when I jump that to the financial or to the business, they like pull themselves back because, oh wow, no, this is multi-level marketing, I don't like it, and then they just like straight away cut it off and don't want like heard anything else. So it's really good to know if you share that your experience. I'm sure you have a lot of experience with this, how you handle this situation to pull them back to the track once the first they convince, and after we explain that about the business also, they like interested and come back like want to join and then buy the join to the Kangen business.
Yes, and there's a couple different ways to answer that question. So I'll start with the first thing about all objections is you've got to have, instead of getting defensive with people and getting argumentative, you want to agree. That's the first step. So when someone comes to me and they says that machine's expensive, or is that an MLM, I'll smile at them and I'll say, I can appreciate where you're coming from. What specifically don't you like about network marketing? Tell me your story. Now you allow them to open up. Once they open up and they get their frustrations out, and they're like, well, you know, I had to have all this inventory. Someone told me I was going to get in, I get rich right away, and I didn't. And then I, you know, had all this products, I ended up spending all this money, and I never even used the products. Okay, I understand where you're coming from, and I feel bad for that situation. If I could show you that this is nothing like what you've experienced in the past, and that real people actually make money, and it's not going to be easy, it's going to be simple, it's a process you go through, but what if I could help you create an additional $5,000 a month? What would you do with that money? And once you understand here in the US about the taxes and about having a business, like you just teach them, hey, look, you want to have an in-home based business because it's the smartest thing that you can do, whether it's network marketing, whether it's in any kind of in-house based business. So if I can show you, you can save $3,000 to $8,000 a year just in having one in your house because it's an asset to you. Would you want to get started just because of that? So always agree with them, appreciate where they're coming from, and ask them to tell you the story. Why don't they like it? Because to me, I love it so much. If I didn't already know about it, I would have created it myself. And so a lot of people think it's a pyramid. And so when you say, hey, I can appreciate where you're coming from, and you might think it's a pyramid, and let me ask you a question. Where do you work? Okay. Do you have a boss that you work for? So what I see is this: if anything, the government is a pyramid. You got the employees on the bottom, then you have the management and CEOs, and pretty soon the owner. And so if I could show you this is an upside down pyramid and it lifts people up so it pulls them down, would you be excited for it? Like me.
Yes.
Most people have disbelief in themselves and disbelief in network marketing. That's why they don't get started. So it's our job to help build confidence and build belief in people. And once that happens, you do that, and also the product, you got to build the product up so they understand it. The sky's the limit. I mean, really.
Okay,
Awesome.
great.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
awesome.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Amanda and Yuli.
Thank
Go,
you, thank
Gary.
you.
Okay, thank you guys for your questions to Amanda. However, we need to move on. If not, today's session will go up to 7 p.m. Malaysia time. So I hope you guys understand, because very soon Amanda has to sleep too, right? All right, hey, Amanda, thanks. The few questions that you answered was amazing. And I really like the part that you talked about, the MLM part, because a lot of people still do not realize they are in the biggest pyramid scheme in the world called corporate, right?
Yep.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Amanda, can you tell us, if I were to ask you to sum up your 3 biggest factors for your success, what would they be for your Enagic business? The 3 biggest success factor.
Number 1 is you've got to take action. That's the number 1. Because so many times we let fear hold us back, and we sit there behind our computer and we dream of maybe doing it someday, but we're so concerned about what other people think of us. I tell my students, whatever you think of me is none of my business. Or I tell other people, I say, you know, it's none of my business what you think of me. Because if you don't get out there and you're not visible, people aren't going to know about you. So you've got to get over the fear. So you got to be taking action, You got to get over your fear, and you got to be coachable.
Okay.
So if you can just take action, be coachable, and get over your fear and be vulnerable, you're going to do well.
Right. When you say coachable, are you referring to finding a mentor, like how you went to Enagic World, that kind of thing?
Yeah, because if you go to your support, your sponsor, your person who got you in, you're like, teach me, and they start telling you what's been successful and what works, and you're like, no, I don't think that's going to work. I'm going to do my own thing. You know, you've got to be open-minded. You've got to be coachable. If it's working, there's a reason for it working. You got to be the student and learn.
Right. So, amazing. Guys, are you listening to this? Take action. Get over your fear, which a lot of people, they rather not do something than to overcome their fear. And some people tend, because of that, they tend to procrastinate. They tend to play it safe, right? And coachable. That's the reason. Sometimes I tell people, I'm not sure who said this. It could be Enagic World. Network marketing is actually a personal development course disguised in business. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
All about developing. A lot of people wants to change outside, like want to get more sales, want to get more money, want to get better lifestyle, but they forgot the most important factor in this whole equation, themselves.
Yes.
So getting coachable, being coachable, wanting to learn how to be more successful, I think that's very, very important. And thank you, Amanda, for sharing these very important 3 points to us. I think we are getting a lot of value here. And Amanda, a lot of people ask this question, and I've been in business just like you for 9 years. A lot of people always ask the same thing because, as you know, in network marketing, like in Enagic, we have the water machine, which promotes health. And then we have our amazing business, as in the global business, the 8-point, the 682 and all that. So if you were to meet a person, let's say you sit next to me in an airplane, would you approach me from a health point of view, as in the product point of view, or would you approach me from a business point of view? What's your take on that?
Before I would even address which way I would do it, I would first find out what they want.
All right.
And so I would just, make casual conversations, where they work. Oh, are you happy there? How long have you been doing that? Oh, do you have any children? What does your wife do? All these questions leading up into, I'm gathering all this information. So when they say, what do? I can become a success coach. And they're like, what is that? Well, I help people 1 glass of water at a time to travel the world globally and enjoy better finances. Do you know anyone that wants an additional $2,000 to $5,000 a month? Or if I noticed, okay, this guy's got some health issues, I'm going to then say, what I do is I work with a company that imports a medical device that makes the best quality water you can drink for your health. And I noticed that you said you had some specific health issues, and I believe this could really help your body heal itself. I can look up if I have a water facility in your area. If I do, great, but most of my clients just want to own one. I can send you my 20-minute video. After you watch that, I can go through the different prices with you.
Amazing.
So once you say most of my clients come to me, it's like you're putting an embedded command out there, and then they do what you say. You're leading them. If you push the water, like I used to give away a lot of water, I still do, but right now I'm not giving out a lot because, this whole thing going on. So most of my clients now own machines. So Sandy calls me up and she's like, can I try the water? I'm like, Sandy, the water's really not on trial. The company's been in business for 45 years. What I suggest we do is let's get you a unit. You deserve to have one. And she's going to say in her mind, I don't have the money. And that's where I know already she's going to say that. And say, plus Sandy, by the time you come here for the next months or 2 or whatever it is you're going to come here, you're going to spend all that time is money, gas, all these things. I can finance you for $50 a month to have the unit in your home, in your house. And now she's like, really? Yes. What's your credit look like? Oh, it's a 670 or whatever it might be. Great. I can just gather some information right now from you, and I'll go ahead and plug it in the system to see what we can get you approved for. And so you're putting out there what you want them to do. So if you always selling the water trials, you're going to sell the water trials, but then you give people so much time to think about things. And then pretty soon they're going and the competitor's getting them. And then they're selling them on the price and they don't add enough value to the Kangen business and all these other things. And pretty soon we look like bad people. And so the sooner you can get people to take action, the better results you're going to get. So that's where you have to overcome your objections quickly.
Right. So the key to which area you will approach depends on the data that you are getting by asking the right questions, right? So that determines which angle you'll be approaching, whether it's a product angle or whether it's a business angle, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned just now, because from the start of the webinar until lately, you mentioned that you started off with giving jugs and jugs of water where people are coming to take. So I'm not sure in America, but in this part of the world, like in Asia, well, there are a lot of people who have that idea of getting free water, you know. So I've been asking a lot of people, and I will ask you the same question today. Is there a technique to sharing water? Is there like, what's your system in sharing water? Is it 30 days? Is it or a week? Or do you get them to do something for getting the water? What's your idea on this sharing water thing?
You know, over the years, I've come up with lots of different situations and I work with everyone. And so I never want to cut anybody off, but I'll position it in a way that they want to take ownership. And so even a mini commitment is ownership. So for someone, you've got to put the intention out there at the beginning. Look, I don't want to be a water store. That's not my intention. This is the first couple conversations we have with them. I don't want to be a water store. It's not my intention. I love you. I care about you. I want you to come get it for free for the rest of your life. But, you know, I couldn't help as many people if that's all I did was give out free water forever. My job here is to help you acquire a unit to have one on your countertop. So you can drink the water for as long as you want, but that's the intention. And so I say it in a way that doesn't make them feel, oh, it's been over 30 days. I can't get water for them anymore. But because you get really skilled, you can break the time up into a week or two and they're owning it. Just by the questions you ask, we start building more rapport, and that's how things work out that way. So, you know, I've also tried, okay, the people they don't have credit, they don't have anybody with credit, can't find the money. But yet you see them buying other stuff that they're finding the money for. You ever seen that? Because my parents have the garden center, right? And they're like, oh, I can't afford the machine, but their cart's filled with $200 worth of flowers. You're like, but you don't even need that. You know, it just baffled me. Like, how do people tell me they don't have the money? Then they're sitting there spending $200 on flowers. And I love flowers, right? But still, you're like, come on, it's your health. Okay, so what I found out is this. You know, maybe it's just a mini commitment. Maybe it's saying, you know what? I actually started a program. And it's like a membership program. But I take whatever initial investment you can give me monthly and I put it towards your machine. And so in the system, I'd have a little gift card and I would just take $50 from them, receive it from their credit card, put it towards the purchase of their machine. I did that because it's a mini commitment. Now instead of, and they feel good because they don't want to keep getting water for free without any kind of like a commitment. So that's what I would do. And so once they got enough to get the Enagic financing program, I would just take that money and put it into the Enagic financing program. So you always have to find a solution to everyone's problem. And if they can give you more than 50, excellent.
So what you are saying is, Amanda, the goal is to get them coming to take the water so that you can have more face time with them, right? And while they are always getting the water, what you are doing is you are doing a lot of trial close with them, looking at every possibility, every angles possible to get them to own the machine. Am I right to say that?
Yes, and at the same time, you don't let them know that. In a way, okay. It's like they believe like, well, you are sincerely interested. So for instance, if you've got them on a Facebook friend and you notice that over the weekend, their children were at a basketball game and they were celebrating success, you're going to say, hey, I noticed you're on Facebook. Look like you had a good time. Tell me all about it. People love to talk about themselves. And then they're like wanting to see you because they make them feel so good. And they're like, I want to get that water again because Amanda's awesome. She talks to me about my children and my, you know, things that are going on in my life. And I love talking to her. Right, and so the saddest part when my clients buy the machines, they're like, well, I don't want to go. I don't want you to go either. That's why we got the business. So you can start coming to the business trainings. Right. Let's get you going. So the faster we can start doing that.
Again, the goal is to be a people person. Is to be it's like, I forgot, I remember seeing one show, is like being being everybody's best friend. Know their birthday, know their children, know everything. Just be their best friend. And all this thing about the Kangen water all will fall in place, right? That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. Get
Okay.
people by you. You got to be the leader they're looking for.
Guys, are y'all listening to this? People by you.
And I know there's a lot of people that are like, well, I don't like to talk to people. I'm shy. Guess what? I was shy too.
Wow.
I was shy too. Like, I was the kind of person
What happened to
that I would
you?
like hide it. Okay, I'll tell you a story quickly. My very first event that I had, it was really good one-on-one. Could do that all day long. I had Dr. Green Allen and Shan Stratton come from their areas to my area. I had 300 people in the room. And it was my first event a couple months in, and I was good at inviting. I got the skill of how to invite. And so I had all these people in the room. Siha, top, says, Amanda, go introduce Dr. Allen. Nope. You know what, Siha, I got to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I stayed in the bathroom because I didn't want to go out because I was so afraid of going in front of people talking. Like, I would just like, no way, I couldn't do it. And then little by little, you start getting it. Okay, one person turned into two. Okay, now I can do with 3 people in the room. I did okay. You just keep building on that. And then you're in a room with 209 people on the call and we're fine. But it didn't start like that. So if you think like, I got to be out there, otherwise I'm going to be, made fun of or whatever, and I can't do it because I can't get out there, start small.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. I mean, of all people, when you tell me that you can't speak to people in a large crowd, I would not have believed you seeing what you're doing right now, right? So this is another point to prove that everybody is a beginner from day one. Everybody has certain fear, right, to talk to crowds. But it's just getting small things done over and over again, and you start to accomplish big results, right? All right. So at this point of time, Yanni, are there some questions for Amanda? As I can see, my chat button is keep beeping and beeping while Amanda is talking. Amanda, you are really lighting everybody's fire up. It's just only about 11, and we have 211 people on the call today. Amazing.
Incredible.
Yanni, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gary. Thank you so much, Amanda. We do have a lot of questions in the chat box. And one of those questions is from Jeffrey from Malaysia. I'm just gonna read it, all right? So how do you market in social media? And what information about the product or the business opportunity do you market in the social media?
It all comes down to consistency. You want to be posting at least 3 times a day. Best time to post is first thing in the morning when people are getting up, like around 7:30, 8 o'clock a.m. And then you got to think about their daily schedule, what they're doing. Around noon, they're going to be taking lunch. So you want to post around lunch. Then in the evening, they're going to be sitting down, having dinner. They're going to check their Facebook. So you want to be on there when they're on there. And then, those of you that are on the call tonight, I do typically have a membership program. It's $200 a month to join that program. I'm giving it complimentary because this whole Corona thing, if you guys want to join that, follow my Facebook page. I'll send you the link, and we're all in there talking about how to strategize on social media. 90% of my leads now come from social media. And so I want to show you how to do that. I also have my social media expert doing the training with us so we can really accommodate everybody and really help them understand it. But you got to make sure you're not posting Kangen. People buy curiosity as well. You got to make them curious. If you're like, oh, I sell Kangen water, they're going to just research it. And then they're not building trust with you, not building value with them. You're not creating the rapport. So once you say I'm a hydration specialist or something else, not actual Kangen, now they're going to come to you and be like, so tell me about this water. So in all of your videos are key for social media. I know a lot of us are like, oh, I can't get on video. You've got to do it anyways. At least 3 or 4 videos a week you got to be putting out there. Make them short, 2 minutes to 5 minutes. Once you introduce yourself, you're going to say, hey, this is Amanda Bobbett here, your hydration specialist. Today I want to talk to you about the terrible tap water. We're going to talk about chlorine, and I'm going to show you what's in our tap water. So you introduce yourself, and then you give value, and then you have a close at the end. Now, for those of you that are serious about your health and don't want to drink the terrible toxic tap water, send me a message below. I'll figure out how we can get one of these units in your home, or I'll let you try the water if you're in our area. So reach out to me. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Ta-ta for now. And so you just keep building the value. You share with them something new. You be creative, innovative, and they want to connect with you because you never know when someone's ready to take the button. Just push yes. So whether it's you're sharing the chlorine, you're doing the tomato test, you're doing a full demo, but you build it up. So little things of value. Hey, I got the beauty water. I'm going to show you how to put beauty water in your skin today to make your skin glow. And if you want some beauty water, let me know. I'd be happy to get you some complimentary. Just message me today. You've got to become the business owner. You got to be Mr. Oshiro in a way, because you have more ownership. Instead of being disassociated, you would now own it. So my business name is Premier Health Solutions. You know, that's my business, and I'm a hydration expert or a success coach. So when someone says, what do you do? I own my own business, because I do. And so that in a way adds more credibility to what you're doing, and they're not going to see it as an MLM anymore, and they're not going to give you those questions. And if they do, it's going to be at the end when you've already built rapport and they trust you so much it doesn't matter if it's an MLM or not.
Amanda.
Awesome.
Yep.
Amanda, since you are on this topic, do you do more Facebook videos, as in you post directly to Facebook, or you do more YouTube videos? What do you recommend, actually?
So we have to think about the online community. Google owns YouTube.
Right.
So when you get yourself out there, they're typing in Kangen water or alkaline water. Let's say they've seen a machine down the street. It's not our machine. It's a Tyant machine, whatever. Now they're typing in Tyant water, alkaline, and you come up as a keyword, and now they're watching all your videos. Now they're watching so many of them, they're calling you on the phone saying, hey, I saw your video online, and it was YouTube. But what I do is I take my Facebook video and I post it to YouTube.
Ah.
And then it also directs them back to the website. So you have a community and you're sending people. You're always sending them to the next step. Just like we prospect, invite, close, follow up, duplicate, all those things, it's the same thing. You're telling them what to do next. Go over and check out my website. Go over and check my YouTube. YouTube, I like it because those are assets. Every video you make, it's an asset to you. Whereas when you post it on Facebook, it gets lost so quickly. So when you do your 3-minute video, 5-minute video, post it to YouTube as well.
Yes.
Right.
And what's kind of cool is that you can monetize the YouTube channel and you can actually receive income for that too. I recently was attacked. I don't know if you saw that from the competitors. They were putting their stuff on all my stuff. So I just stopped monetization. I was like, it's not worth it to have these people on this. Like, what am I doing? So now you won't see any more advertising on there, but you know, they were paying me a couple $100 a month. I was like, you know, it's not bad. So get yourself out there and you can start earning extra income on the side too.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing.
Ari,
Yani.
I do have one more.
Okay.
Since some of the questions here has been answered by your answer also, there is one thing here in particular. In this time of fear of the virus, how are you going about the business that you have? You know, some people would tend to procrastinate, but staying safe in the combat. How do you go about the current pandemic of NCOV with the Kangen business that we have?
For me, it's a mindset thing. I don't allow it to have any space in my mind. I'm not in fear. I'm not in doubt. I'm not in overwhelmed at all. I'm in, hey, it's going to happen and I'm going to be there all the time, because when people are done with this, they're going to remember me. So if anything, you guys, you got to be taking more action now than you ever took before. You got to have your face out there, because these other people that aren't you, that aren't here taking this lesson, they're going to become fearful and they're going to hide in their closet and not do anything. Then when everyone gets excited because they got money again, guess what happens? They're going to find you. So if you're not out there taking action, you're going to be lost in the dust, lost in your sauce.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda and Gary. Go ahead, take over.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Amanda, I like your point about this, and that's the reason why I've seen lately a picture on Facebook where there's 2 prisoners, and you know, in a prison cell there is the cell bars, right? And then outside of the cell bars, a very nice scenery of a waterfall. So one prisoner will paint a picture of the cell bar, and another prisoner will paint a picture of the waterfall. So basically, I mean, just to add on what you say, the whole world experienced the same thing. you guys in America and I'm in Malaysia and our friends in Philippines, Cambodia experience the same thing for the coronavirus. But how we are going to see it and react to it will make a big, big difference in our life. Am I right to say that?
Think on the positive side. This is the time when we can actually decide to commit to going online, because it's the only opportunity you can learn how to do social media and create content. Right now I'm writing a book. I've got videos coming out. I got new training programs coming out, because my passion is really to help you guys make money. I want to help you make money so that you can fulfill what it is you want in life, and money comes along with that. So if I can add value in any way, I'm creating content all the time to help people. So yeah, it's unfortunately it's going on right now, but how can we benefit from this? How can it help us grow?
Right. Amanda, a lot of people ask this question because I'm sure in different network marketings, there are a lot of systems, right? Like if you go to New Skin, you go to Herbalife, you go to Amway, you go to many very established network marketing, they have systems. Well, the good news and the bad news in Enagic is we have such a fantastic product, amazing marketing plan. Sometimes even without system, we tend to fall to the what I call the laziness of not really having a system and still enjoying good income and good life in this business. So I want to ask you a question. Do you actually have a system that when people come in, even as a user, maybe I come in just as a user, is there a system for you to get your people to start working on the business and get the results that you are getting today?
Yes, that's a great question. It's called the 6-figure success system. So when you come into the team, I also have it on my website. You can check it out if you want to get that. I'd highly recommend it. I'm going to teach you all of the skills. Like when I came into Enagic, there was no system, but luckily, like I took it upon myself to figure it out, right? I got mentors, got coaches, got all these things. Right. What you've got to understand is that people come in from jobs. They're being told what to do all the time. So all of a sudden they enter into our business. They think, I don't want to own a business because that's a lot of responsibility and I don't know what to do because I've been told my whole life what to do. So now in a way, we have to tell them what to do and we got to make them accountable. And so we've got to get them a system so they can plug into, they can feel reassured that, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. And if there's something that points me and gives me homework along the way, I'm going to feel better. If I've got a schedule every day and I know what I'm doing from 9 to 5, then I can do it. But if you say, here's your business in a box, open it up and get going, they're just like, no, I don't think so. I'm just going to go back to my job because they don't know. So that's what we've got to give them. We've got to give them something that they can learn so they can grow, so they can become independent and eventually full-time, not with a job.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, Amanda, these are a little bit of a technical questions from the business point of view. Do you approach building wide or do you approach building depth? What's your take on that? You know the meaning, right? Building wide and going deep. So
of course.
What's your strategy on that aspect?
You know, I didn't have an understanding of the business platform at the beginning. And I have couple thousands of direct sales, but I didn't place them where I was supposed to place them. You know, I didn't have 2 legs. I have like 8 machines and they were going everywhere and I had no idea what I was doing. And so depth is going to be your security. That's going to be your team. That's going to be, you know, if I don't work today, that's okay. I've got a team doing things. If you want cash right now, then you go make direct sales. So you got to have both. You got to have direct and you got to have indirect.
Balance,
because
right?
A lot of times, yeah, I think a lot of times we get lazy too. Instead of finding new people, we're just like, oh, I'll go after the people that are in my team and I'll talk to them a little bit and see what I can do. But, you know, it's best if you can keep bringing new people all the time to the pipeline directly.
Are you an advocate of this system, which is very popular in the Western countries, trifecta? Do you promote trifecta?
You know, it's up to the client what they want.
Okay.
I recommend that, hey, if you're going to sell, you've got to have all the products. Otherwise, you can't sell the shower machine if you don't own it. You can't sell the Ukon if you don't take it. If you don't have the machine, you definitely can't sell the water because you don't know how to experience it. And so I recommend that you first start with the machine. Get the K8, get the SD51, get the machine. Then if you want to, you know, sell a couple machines and then buy the shower machine, then buy the Ukon, then use those, yeah, you're going to have more depth. But at the end of the day, it's up to the client. And I'm not saying you got to buy the trifecta in order to be in my team or whatever. No, it's up to you.
Right. Because I notice, especially now, if you go to YouTube and you put trifecta Enagic, a lot of videos that comes out, of course, in Asia, here, maybe we do it, but it's not publicly on YouTube. So it looks like a lot of people in the Western countries, especially also in Australia, people are promoting the trifecta for like a fast track kind of system to go towards their 6A, 6A2 and all that. Does that work in your group on that area? Or when do you actually recommend people to buy a trifecta?
I would say you got to think of the comp plan. And if you're doing it in your 1A position, you're going to be missing out on 1 point. You're always going to be getting 7 instead of 8. And so if you were to wait till you got to a 2A, then you would at least be able to get all 8 points when you get there.
Right.
And so, it's up to you. If you want the fast track, it's going to make the upline a lot more money that way at the beginning if you buy it. And if you don't tend to, do anything with it, then hey, you got all 3. But if you really want it long term, figure out a way to max it out. Awesome.
Amanda, I know you are one person because I Siha is also happened to be my best buddy. He's a good brother. I was having a conversation with him for more than an hour yesterday.
Wow.
And he told me a short outline of your story, and in the beginning you were struggling, and then after that you really put a lot of money, time and effort in terms of learning. So I would like you to just share with the viewers today how important is attending events in our network marketing business. Are events important?
Right now is an event. I love how you, at the very beginning, you edified it as this event is starting. It is an event. So the thing with events is people buy emotionally. And when you get them into a room, when you get them into a Zoom, all of a sudden, their emotions get sparked. They can all of a sudden see themselves being like Joe Schmo, going on the stage, getting a $10,000 check. And that emotional experience they're having is what creates the results. Every time we get to an event, you create the emotion. The unfortunate thing is that it's an emotion, it tends to go away. And it's that motivation, right? So you got to keep having events, keep getting people to events so they keep getting the emotions that motivates them to keep going out there and getting more action. And so there's something about events that when you get people in that environment, they're going to take more ownership, they're going to be the successful ones, and they're going to really see the vision. So 100%, you've got to be at events.
What would you tell people who actually tells you they don't, just like buying the machine, they don't have money? Maybe let me make the money, then I will go to the events. What would you tell people like that?
I can appreciate where you're coming from, Jan. And what if by going to this event, it could make you an additional $10,000 this month or this year because of going to and all the knowledge you'd find, and you couldn't come up with $100 to go. And Jan, if you're really serious about this, I will give you a loan for $100. The reason I'm not giving it to you for free is that people who pay attention. And so if people pay for something, they're going to make an effort to get it. When I first started the Kangen water trials, the Enagic jugs that they have, the blue ones, I'd sell them for $20 a piece, and they couldn't try the water unless they had those jugs. And I'd make them buy 3 or 4 of them at a time. So they're spending $100 just to try the water, and they were buying the jug. The reason I did that is because I knew if I charged for something, they would be more inclined to come back and get it. And it's all about the positioning of the words. You know, that's it.
At the end of the day, like you say, it's very true. The no money excuse is just an excuse. If they can buy $200 of flowers, they can't even attend an event. That's quite a funny thing, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And sometimes when you have prospects, I'll just kind of stay there for 1 second. When you have a prospect and they say, well, I'll try to make it. And you can say, I understand that. And what if I said, hey, Johnny, when you come tonight, I'm going to give you $2,000, just complimentary, just for you. Could you make it? And he's going to say yes. And I'll say, great. So what you're really telling me is that you just can't make an importance in your life to come. But if I gave you enough value, you'd be here. So what if you could make an extra 2,000 by coming tonight and you just showed up because of the knowledge you're going to receive? Could you make time? Because we're selling time. You're always selling something. One of my favorite mentors is Grant Cardone. Sell or Be Sold is his book. And he's got several, but that's one of my favorites. Either you're selling something or someone's selling something to you. So whether it's an event you're selling, whether it's a machine you're selling, whether it's a business you're selling, what restaurant to go to dinner at, you're always selling something. So once you get good at neurolinguistic programming, NLP, and you start learning people, you understand them better and where they're coming from, and everything's fear-based and they're in a different mindset, then it's like, this is easy. You can close anybody. Because you know what you know.
Yeah. Amanda, what about things like, there are a lot of people who comes in to this business and so heavily rely on uplines. There are a lot of traditional business out there. There's no such thing of uplines, right? You don't have an upline doctor, an upline mechanic, an upline engineer, right? But in network marketing, sometimes the word upline becomes a lame excuse for not taking responsibility. So what would you tell the participants today about this idea of the upline thing? Or were you like relying on your upline day one that you started, or how does this whole thing works for you?
I believe that the upline can be an excuse, or they're blaming their upline on something because of their excuse. So like, the reason I'm not successful is because my upline's not there. Okay, well, I barely had an upline. Okay, see how I was there, but he was not there because he was not in my area. And so to use that excuse is like saying, hey, I'm just going to blame my upline for my non-results. So you can't rely on them as much as you want to rely on them. They have a system, great. But if it's to be, it's up to me. You got to take ownership. You got to take action. There's books out there. There's coaches. There's mentors. If you want this bad enough, you'll find a way. Instead of making excuses, I always tell my clients this, excuses don't get your results. Get rid of your excuse. You'll find your result. And so once you get rid of those excuses and you stop blaming other people for you, then you're going to go out there and get the results you want.
Right.
So you just, you just got to have a conversation maybe with, if you notice that's happening, just have a conversation with them and say, look, I want you to be independent, because if something happens to me, then your business is relying on me. And I don't want to put that guilt in my life. I don't want to feel guilty if you're not getting results because I'm here all the time.
Right. Amanda, what I know is especially in US, the laws in terms of health claims is very strict. How do you do your videos and to talk about Kangen water without breaching the health claims policy in your country?
Well, first off, I never say Kangen water unless I'm talking about the business and the people already know me and I'm not making claims. I'm going to say something like antioxidant rich water, anti-inflammatory water. And that way it still creates the curiosity, and you're not saying Kangen water is going to cure you of this. And it's always about the body. You don't know what's going to happen to them. At the end of the day, you give your body what the body needs. Your body can find a way to heal itself. We're just giving it the tools. So once you give your body better water, you're going to have better health.
Right. So do you, because I've not seen the whole video, but I saw there's one interview you had with the doctor, right? And do you actually talked about how the water helps in diabetes and things like that?
It's a little different when it's coming from a doctor because they can prescribe things.
Right.
I have doctors that prescribe the machine and give out prescriptions for them.
Right.
So, when Dr. Corinne Allen came on stage, she was saying this water, does this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, ooh, oh no. Like, I was like freaking out a little bit, but it was okay because she's like, I'm a doctor, but I don't know I just don't want to do that for myself. I'm never going to say the water cures anything. It allows your body a tool to heal itself. And I think we all must understand that because we don't want the ship to go down. So we got to protect it as much as possible. But at the end of the day, we can't, a new person comes in that has no idea about the business and the, claims behind it or whatever. They're out there telling people it's curative of acid reflux or whatever. It's like, oh no, but they're not even in the business. You can't, it's hard to stop everybody from saying what they feel. But at the end of the day, we got to do it what's best for us, what's best for the company. So always think about protecting that.
Right. Okay. coming back to Yanni. Yanni, are there any other questions? I still can see the chat button blinking. Are there any questions from the floor?
None so far, Gary. All the blinking are all the insights that they have, great learning and nuggets that they get. We got so much value.
Guys, along the way, if you find a lot of value that you're getting from Amanda, just feel free to put it on the chat button there and express what you think. If you would like to thank her, want to give her some compliment, just feel free to put on the chat. And for your information, when I do the recording, there will be a page where the whole chat message will come out and I can forward it to y'all. Okay, I think Terence has a question, right? Terence, you can just unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself, Terence. Terence, unmute yourself on the bottom left. Okay, let me unmute for you. Okay, yes. Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead, Terence. Oh.
Hey, Terence.
I'm from Kuching here in Malaysia. How are you? Good, huh?
Nice, awesome.
Oh, thank you for all your really very creative and excellent ideas. Can I just ask you a question? At
Please.
which point in your, at which point in your energy career that your turning point that you decided to take this business seriously? And I can see you're so energetic. Where do you get your energy from? That's my question.
At the very beginning, you know, I planted a seed in my mind and I never lost the vision. And it excites me. I tell myself, I remember, if I don't talk to someone today about the water, I'm not going to be happy because I don't feel like I'm putting it out there to help people. And so what energizes me is you guys all right here getting value. That's what energizes me. When I start giving the water away and I start seeing people's results, that energizes me. And so whatever makes me happy, I do more of. And so that's really how I stay motivated and stay energetic.
Does it answer your question, Terence? Terence?
Oh, Terence is still muted.
Oh, okay. 1 minute. Terence? Okay, just give a thumbs up if it answers your question, all right? Okay, that's great. Yeah, we see his thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, Yanni, any more questions?
Yeah, someone is raising their hand.
Okay.
Krishna Nayak.
Yes. From India.
Hi, Amanda.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Krishna here from India.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the energy and learning. It is such a wonderful feeling. And I feel great to be part of this group. I have a question like normally in India, like when you approach to people, they give an excuse like, okay, I'll ask my doctor. My doctor normally don't allow and doesn't recommend to drink alkaline water. So what is your advice on this so that will be helpful?
Yeah, that's a great question. So at the very beginning, I was promoting mostly alkaline water, alkaline water, alkaline water, alkaline water. And then I kept getting that same objection. Well, my doctor, I did the research and I'm going to get too alkaline. And so when you take it off the alkalinity, if you're getting that objection a lot and bring it onto something that nobody knows anything about, you stop getting that objection. So instead of saying this is alkaline water, call it anti-aging water, antioxidant-rich water, energizing water. Whatever they want, it becomes. So if someone comes to you and they're like, hey, you know, I just feel so tired all the time. Oh, have you tried my energizing water? What's that? It's water that comes out of this unit that gives you energy. And they're like, really? Yeah, look at all this. See these bubbles in the glass? That's hydrogen. That goes in your body, helps your body create energy. And so everything you're fact finding about them, it becomes. That makes sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
All good, Naya. All right, Win from Australia also have a question. Win, you can just unmute. Where are you?
Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for this
Hey.
excellent, valuable, and very, very informative session. Amanda, I've heard that you have these apps that you have to induct your new people, and you just mentioned a few today. Can we pay to get into that? You know, like to hook into those things, or what is required for us to actually hook into that, please?
Yeah, so complimentary this month because of what's going on in our economy and the environment. My membership program is free. So normally it's $197 a month. Just go to my website or my YouTube, or actually I've got on YouTube. I've also got on Facebook. Go to Facebook. There's a link. Click the link. Put your email address in there, and you'll automatically be put in the membership program.
Is that the same as the app? Is it the same as that app that you have to induct people? The
app. There's a couple different systems. So one of the systems I use is called the 6-Figure Success System. It's found on my website. It's done through a platform called ClickFunnels. And so it teaches you lesson 1, how to invite, lesson 2, how to prospect, all these things. So that's one thing. I think what you're talking about though is the app that you can download your video or a video that you really like. You can send that out to people and it'll tell you when they're watching it. So let's say, for instance, I got someone on social media. They're like, oh, this sounds really great. How do I get more information? You're going to say, oh, if I sent you my 20-minute video that goes over the product, would you watch it? They say, yes, say, great. When can you watch that by? Do you have time tonight? You do? Okay, great. Then you go to that app and you send them the video. As soon as they start watching that, it opens it up and it tells you they're watching it. So now you know if it's a serious or a curious person. And so if they told you they'd watched it at 7 o'clock and you notice it's not being watched, you can remind them. Say, hey, Jan, I noticed that I noticed that it's 7 o'clock and I want to know what you like best about the video. And so she's going to say, oh, I didn't watch it. Sorry, I'll watch it right now. And you'll see it opening. So it's a great little app. It's called Exomly. It's EXOMLEY. Let's see. So, and you can put your own videos in there. You can put other people's videos in there. So that's, my videos are in there.
What's
so then
the
all
name
you do,
of the app, Amanda?
Yep. And what we can do, if it's easier, I can give it to Gary and he can send an email out to the team. That way you can all have that information.
Awesome.
But it's great because all the, like overcoming objections, Dr. Michael explains, it's all the valuable content put into the whole app. So you have everything right there.
Awesome. So that is the app that you have created and people can now access them. Is that what you're saying?
So
or
that's
we
one.
actually.
Mm-hmm. The other one I have is this one here.
Right.
This is a Weber Adam app. So this is an email campaign that I've set up. So for instance, when your team comes on board, you want them to have a system. You want to have emails that go to them to keep them connected. Once your team gets big enough, you can't call all 200 people on the call today and say, hey, remember about the call, remember about the call. You got to send an email that goes out to all of them. So part of that is, all right, we have everyone at the beginning to launch them. We say, okay, first step is I want you to download this app. Any prospect you have, I have an email that goes out to the prospects that overcomes all the objections in a video form from me, and it keeps them accountable to drinking the water. So it gives them more value all along the trial. So this looks like you have a new person coming in, right? They got their Kangen water machine. They're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to overcome objections. I don't know anything. That's okay. Teach people how to put the email address in there and have them watch their emails. And now it's me coming up saying, Jan, it's awesome to see you today. I'm super excited for you to try this water. Now, I want you to remember the water is sensitive to 5 things: air, light, time, temperature, and motion. So make sure to get it fresh every 3 days, and we're super happy to see you. If you have any questions, let me know. Because then that takes the pressure off the person having to know everything. They've got to have little tools that will help them get happily involved so they don't have to do all the work at the beginning. So that app, I've created all the content, and so people just have to download it in the team, or anybody can download it for that matter, and just send it out. That way, when there's a Zoom meeting like this, you can send one flyer out, it goes to everybody.
Amazing. So
Does that
guys,
answer your question?
Win, did it answer your question, Win?
So do we actually, sorry, can I just do we all have access to all that?
I can get them that information. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, if you wanted to just go on my website, at the very bottom of the website, you can subscribe to my email list. And then anytime we have Gary or, you know, we're going to be in New Zealand or wherever, you can get invites and notifications. So just go to amandabobbett.com, go to the very bottom. There's a subscribe, and then you can be put on the email list.
So I'm going to summarize. We've got that six-figure app that you're talking about. And then what other apps do you have? Sorry, the Exomelly. Oh no, the Exomelly app.
Yep, Gomley.
And
yep. Aweber Adam app.
And then okay, so those three of them, is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's three. And those three are available this month complimentarily.
The membership. So the Exomly, that there's a company out there that charges, I think it's like $10 a month or something for that app. For the Aweber Adam app, you'll have to go, you'd have to create all your own content. You'd have to create emails and things like that. It's probably not something you want to start right at the beginning. But once you get to like a 6A, you know, that's when you really start, you know, making sure your team is on board with everything. And so that's where you want, or I know Enagic has their Enagic web system that has kind of a similar thing that you can also use until you grow.
So the first two that you mentioned, you've already established for your team already. Is that right? And we can hook into that. Is that what you're saying? Wow, you are so kind. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You have been wanting to meet her, right, Win? So I can't bring you to US. I brought her to you now.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Okay. We have Michelle Jones just raised her hand. Michelle, you have something to ask Amanda?
Yeah. Hi, Amanda. I caught you saying earlier that you're charging for the containers for people to get the water. Now, my question to that one is, do you actually have them purchase a container every time they get the water? Because more often than not, I mean, we've done this before where they purchase, for example, like 3 containers, and every time they come with those 3 containers, and we don't charge them for the refill, right? Because we're not allowed to do that.
Right.
But I guess the problem with people in my team who've done that is that some people just keep coming back. You know, they just want what's free. They just want to get that water. So, I mean, how do you address that issue to make sure that they realize, okay, look, yeah, you gotta take responsibility for this. We'll give you the water for X amount of time. I know some people have done like 14-day trials or 28-day trials, but I mean, how do you make that more successful, I guess? How do you make that work?
Mm-hmm. So I don't charge for them to come fill them up. I just charge for the containers. And because you're charging $20, a lot of times people will come in more often than not because they've paid for that. But the people that give it for free, then they think, you know, I'm free, and they come and they don't leave. And then pretty soon you get stuck into this, like, hey, it's my dinner time. You're still getting water here. When are you going to get your own machine? You know? So it's all about the trial closing questions. Once you become a closer or an opener, that's when you start getting more results. So I'd go back to the people that are having that issue and find out how they can ask better questions. Once you start, you know, getting them more value and they start to see, hey, are you in the US, Michelle?
No, she's not.
No.
Okay. So you're not.
I'm currently in Melbourne, in Melbourne, in Australia. Yeah, but I do have my mom who's in Diamond Bar in California, who's got a machine and who's in the business as well.
Okay. So one of the main things I noticed when I was closing more sales is the water has a shelf life. And when you start putting more emphasis on the antioxidants, creating all the value, and it's sensitive to the motion and the time, and the person comes to fill their jug, they see the ORP meter, you showed them how beneficial it is, And then you see him again, you're like, hey, Bobby, I feel really guilty right now. And you tell him, hey, Bobby, I feel really guilty. You know, I'm doing you a disservice by allowing you to get the water at my house instead of yours because you're not drinking it fresh and you deserve to have it fresh. Let me just check your water next time you come in and see just how much value you're getting out of the water. I want to see if the antioxidants are still negative. So you test it for him when he's right there in front of you. Oh, it's a negative 800. Bring a little bit back next time when you come and I'm going to see what it is. Then they bring it back to you and they're like, it's a positive number. I know, Johnny, that's why I was so sad because when I found out about that, my intention is to get you results. And right now you're not getting the value that you deserve to have. So Johnny, what's the reasoning why we're not going forward? I mean, is there anything holding you back?
Cool. Thank you. That's really good. Thank you.
But shake the water and show them too. So in my demos, I'll do that. Guys, this water is so amazing. There's one downfall. What is it? It's sensitive. These are not small antioxidants. They don't know they're supposed to stay in the container. They're going to dissipate in the environment. So you build all this energy around how amazing this antioxidant is, and then you shake it up, and you shake it. You're like, hey, I'm going to the gym today, and you shake it up and show them. Then you put the wand in there, and they see it, and they're, oh, it's not negative anymore. That's right. That's because the water is really not on trial. You deserve to own one. So, you know, if you're going to drink it fresh to get the best results.
Thank you, Amanda, for sharing such amazing insights for those questions. Yanni, do we still have any other questions before I move on?
I think no questions in the chat, but Kuniko has raised her hand.
Okay, Kuniko-san from Los Angeles. Yes, Kuniko-san.
Hi,
Kuniko.
Amanda. It's Kuniko.
Hi. Hi.
Well, my question is like this month, like especially now in America, I have quite few real estate agent is interested in joining and then purchasing the machine. But because their market is really, really shaky, and then they are afraid of spending, investing into the money because of their experiencing about the real estate sales really slowing down. They are kind of not really mindset of people buying the machine, this kind of economy, like not uncertain economy. What is the best way to close those people?
Well, you got to create certainty for them.
Right.
And, you know, being a tax accountant, I know a lot of things that not a lot of people know. In the US, have them reach out to me because they can get a grant, free money, $10,000. Even all the people that are in Enagic that are affected by this coronavirus, you can get unemployment right now. The first history, you can get unemployment. Yeah, all your mortgages right now, put them all on hold. You don't even have to pay your mortgage. In the CARES Act law, yeah, you don't even have to pay your mortgage. They can't charge you interest or late fee, and it does not go in your credit.
Kuniko-san, I'm coming to US now.
In the US, I don't know about you, but in the US, this is how
Coming
things
to
are.
the US now.
Hey, come over. But I have 6 properties, right? I have real estate assets, and I'm like, I'm going to put them all on hold because people are going to pay me money and I don't have to pay the bank. So that's going to give me an extra $20,000 a month. Why would I not want to do that?
Oh.
There's no penalty. And if they don't pay because of the coronavirus, then it's okay. And so if you have a house, put it on hold. They can't do anything about it. Save your cash. So for your real estate gal, you got to tell her all these things. You know, you got to say there's a grant out there for you. Put your mortgage on hold, and then you have extra income coming in, and I'll show you how to show you how to sell, brand, and market the unit.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. Okay, before we take any more further questions, Amanda, what would be your greatest advice to a new person? Let's say he just joined yesterday under you. What's your greatest advice to this person that wants to be like you with your results today?
Find the desire. Right. Find out what the desire is and get emotionally attached to it.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, so I know at the beginning of this training, we did the deep breathing exercise. Perfect, loved it, ground us. I teach my clients to have a mindset every morning of meditation. Meditation, visualization, and the positive mindset, affirmations, okay? So you do that every single morning, and you dream about what you want. You see yourself as already having it. And so you get emotionally involved within that. So if it's, hey, I'm excited about going to Hawaii, you start building an image in your mind. You see yourself in Hawaii. You see yourself on the beach, closing deals over the phone or on your computer, wherever you want in the world. You know, you see yourself driving the vehicle of your dreams. You see your family staying at home with you and you're doing this business together. Whatever it is you want, you've got to put yourself in the shoes and become emotionally involved. Weave it into things. So when we're starting our car, picture it then, hey, this is the car that I'm driving now, but hey, I've got a Bentley, it's coming. Or whatever it is that your vision is, right? You're already seeing yourself in the next 6 months and be traveling here. You're speaking into reality what is actually gonna happen, and you tend to create that. But you gotta get emotionally connected to that. So you gotta have a desire, get emotionally involved in the desire. And you do that by morning meditation and just thinking about what it is that you want. And that will help you too, getting more people involved with the business, because they have lost the ability to dream. They don't know. All they know is go to work, got a job, working 40 hours a week, and heck, I have all these bills coming in and I can't even pay my expenses and I got to put everything on credit. Now they're living in fear, they're living in anxiety, and then they get depression and they go get pills. All because of that. They don't have the ability to dream. They've shut themselves off, they tiptoe quietly to their grave, and they don't achieve anything. So it's our job to wake the people up and show them that there's something else out there for them.
Yeah, and there's a saying, your mind is such that if you do not think of the things that you want, automatically it keeps attracting all the things that surround us. So like right now, everybody's talking about doomsday, coronavirus, lost jobs, unemployment, and you know, all the funny stuff. So you made a very strong point here, Amanda, and I would like to also strongly recommend this to all the listeners who are on this call today. Treat your mind like a muscle. Like every day you go to the gym purposefully to exercise that muscle, right? Treat your mind like that. Put the things that you want in it and forget about those things that surround it that's not important. Yeah, thanks for reminding us on that, Amanda. You're amazing. Okay, the other point, Amanda, I'm sure in the last 9 years that you've been involved in the business, just like myself, 9 years, I'm very sure there are people who joined you in the early days that has become virtually like stagnant. They probably reached to 5 or some even 6A. They've just like plateaued and stagnant. So what message do you have for these senior leaders who somehow got like stuck? Initially, they were doing very well. They were very excited, very aggressive. After some time, either they lose out, they have no more people to call, they lost steam. What's your message to the senior leaders, Amanda?
I believe they lost their vision. They lost, or they ended up where they wanted to be. They got comfortable and they stopped taking action, and then they went on cruise control. And so whatever sparked them in the beginning, they lost that. So we got to get that back. You got to drive that back in and see it again, and then feel the emotions that got you there.
Right. So that's the reason the why is so important in the business, right? What's your why?
Yep. And then you got to get emotionally attached to that why. And you got to see yourself as if you already are. And I am. That's a very powerful statement.
I am, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Osteen says, what you put after the I am will come looking for you day in and day out, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right. And Amanda, since we are on the topic of why, what's your why, Amanda? What's your why, and why you are doing what you're doing? Like you are saying 3 videos a day, where some people don't even dare to put their face, and you're doing 3 videos a day. What's your why, Amanda?
I've always had a passion for helping. And it first started with animals. When I was young, I was like, I seen the good qualities in horses. I rode horses, went to the Junior Olympics, and I'd see something that maybe didn't have a lot. People couldn't see it within them. And I found a way, and I was like, wow, I took this horse that didn't know anything and I helped it. And now this horse is like amazing. And everyone's like, wow, look at that horse, when it was nothing. And so like, I enjoy training people the same way. You don't have a belief in yourself. I have more belief in you than you have in you. So borrow the belief that I have within you and I'll help you get there. And so I have that mentality, and what pushes me, what I thrive on, is seeing other people's success. And so, you know, it's way more than just the machine for me. The machine's awesome, but I enjoy seeing you guys. And every time you're out there saying, thanks, Amanda, for all your content. Thanks, Amanda. That's what drives me. And I'm continuing to do what makes me thrive. And I won't stop. And so now that I've got the passion, see you guys all getting value, I'm going to go out there and take more action. And so, yeah, it pushes me to get on social media. Marjorie, my social media expert, she's like, Amanda, you got to do Facebook Lives. When I first hired her, I was like, no way, I'm not doing it. I can't get out there. Like, no. Like, I was like so stuck in my routine, and she pushed me, and that's what it took. Now I'm like, Marjorie, we got to do one every single day. We got to get on this. Come on, we got to create more. She's like, yeah, we got to do it. Because people, they need us, right? So that's what I'm here for.
Amazing. Amanda, you know what? After this whole coronavirus thing, you need to come to Asia.
I will. You invite me, I'll be there.
You'll feel the stadium full of people shouting, Amanda, Amanda,
Oh,
Amanda.
that's it. I love it. Yeah, that's so cool.
Okay. Yeah, Amanda, my last question for today. I'm sure have you ever been in network marketing before Enagic?
No.
No. So this is your first network marketing. Wow, yep. You're lucky. The first one, not the best one in the world, right?
Oh, thank you. Yes, right. Exactly. Yep, we did. We found the best product.
Yeah. What do you think of Enagic as a company and the founder, Mr. and Mrs. Soshiro? How is it different from other MLM companies? I'm very sure you have met a lot of top leaders in different network marketings during GoPro, Eric Worre. How would you think Enagic is a very different network marketing compared to all of them out there?
There's a lot of different reasons. One of the best things I can say is that this company has a long track record. We're 45 years old. And I see people all the time, it's like Avocare, you know, they went and stopped their marketing plan. So you put all this energy and focus into the company, and then they decide to stop your downline, right? And then you don't get any more income. Mr. Oshiro has such a heart, and he's a giver just like me. He wants you guys to succeed. Like, he sees the vision, he sees you guys, and he just wants to help you. Whereas these other people are greedy. They're like, hey, if I can stop the comp plan, there's more, the money will be more for the company. So, you know, that's a big thing, is the heart of Mr. Oshiro, and he's a humble guy. When I went to his house when we were in Japan, he still has one of the original machines going. It's the DX2. Because he's just humble, you know, he doesn't need a lot. He just wants to give back, and he's got a product he knows good, and he wants to get it out into the marketplace and help you guys create income. That's really what he wants, to have the 3 healths: physical health, you know, financial health, and a peace of mind. Amazing. And another thing that's different too is it's water. Everyone must have water. When all these people come to me, they're like, hey, sell my goji berry, sell this. If you did this little sticker over here, it'd be really great. And you know, this watch. It's like, look, when the economy tanks, if that were to happen, people are going to go for the necessities. They're going to go for food, and they're going to go to water. So if you can provide water, it's a staple. They have to have it. Right now in my local area, they put a cap on bottled water. You can't even buy very much of it. And so people start becoming more aware. So if anything, this is the best time to have the product out there, showcasing it, what it can do, all these different benefits, because when the economy goes back up, people are stopped living in fear. They're going to come back to you. They're going to come back to you for the water, and they're going to come back for the opportunity, because they don't want to be at home anymore if that ever happened again without a business on the side. Because, you know, there's so many people right now that are in my team, like Gary was saying earlier, you know, that aren't doing anything. Well, guess what? Now they don't have the secure job anymore. So all of a sudden, that machine sitting on the countertop is looking pretty darn good, and they're going to come after you saying, how do I do this? So I've got so many more leaders now that are like taking action, and they're like going out there, not going out there, but on social media, and just doing things differently because the situation has changed.
Amazing. Just to add on to that, Amanda, you just brought up a fantastic point. The blinkers just went on in my head. Guys, look at the coronavirus as your biggest help in your Enagic business. What Amanda has just said is that if you now go back to your phone, your phone book, look at all the people that you have sold the machines to, and just tell them, you know what, don't even go and call them and say, you know what, the Kangen water with antioxidant, they already know they're drinking. Call them and tell them, hey guys, great news, you know what, go to your kitchen. I just want to remind you there's an ATM machine sitting right there. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when the whole world is going like crazy, there's no jobs and nothing, you have an ATM machine right in your kitchen.
I love that.
Cash and gold. Come on. Wow, Amanda, that point alone, you know what? I'm going to come up with a phone script and I'm going to send it out. Those of y'all who want it, just text me later. I'll send it out to y'all. Amazing. Can you imagine now calling? I mean, you don't give me the lame excuse of you have no time. You can't keep me now because you are right now sitting at home doing nothing. It's coronavirus time, guys. Look at all your numbers, start calling every one of them and telling them the good news of having an ATM machine. You don't even need to approach new people. Just talk to your current people. You have an ATM machine sitting right in your house. Amazing. Thanks so much, Amanda. Yeah.
You know, I love that ATM machine. I think I see like even more to that would be creative and innovative. You do a video, you could do a Facebook video, you could just do a video for your person and say, Jan, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you for a while, but guess what? There's an ATM machine sitting right on your countertop. Are you been drinking your water every day? You want to do that business? You let me know, I'll help you. You know, then you send that to Jan and she's like, oh wow, it's more personable than just a text.
Yeah, amazing, guys. I mean, wow. I don't want this to end, no, Amanda. I want it to go for another 2 hours. Just joking.
Yeah.
Okay, Amanda, what's right now with this success that you are having? What's your biggest goal now in your Enagic business, Amanda?
You know, that's a great question. The goal for my Enagic business is not the income. It's really just to help people create income for themselves. And so my main focus right now is not direct sales. It's how do I help my team create success? That's it. You know, that's it.
Amazing. Guys, I mean, you are hearing from a superstar here today, Amanda Bobbett, right? And I think the world has to come, the world has to come to a realization that it's the results. I mean, when I still remember when I started in Enagic 9 years ago, all the goals and all the objective was driven towards the ranks, right? 6A, 6A2, 6A. But then again, we need to realize that the ranks only means as much as how much you are giving back to the people of the world, right? So what I like about what you are saying, Amanda, is your goals is not even tied up to the ranks in Enagic. It's about how many lives you can touch in the world today.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing, so amazing about the value. And I like what, I still remember taking a flight with my upline, Sam Sia, and he says, Gary, what's a billionaire? And I've got a lot of perception about the word billionaire, but he told me a very good definition. He says, billionaire is the person who gives the most value to the most people of this world. And that's where you get people like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jack Ma. So amazing. Yeah. So if we can somehow change our mindset to think of success and success in Enagic by how many lives we can touch. That means our KPI is focused on how many lives we are touching people today. Wow. I mean, can you imagine how much the world will be impacted by us through the Enagic mission?
Absolutely.
Truly, yeah.
And the better you guys do, the better the company does, the better the economy does, the better everything happens. So there we go.
Yeah. Amanda, Sam just asked a question. If you were to, I'm very sure you read a lot. Do you read a lot, Amanda? Do you read?
I like audio. I'm audio learner, so I do read a lot of books, but I listen to the books.
Okay. what will be the 5 books or audio books that you recommend, Amanda?
Mm-hmm.
What
Grant
are the 5 books? Yeah.
Grant Cardone's Sell or Be Sold.
Grant Cardone?
Sell or Be Sold.
Okay.
Yep. Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill?
Napoleon Hill. Yep. And then a lot of the other like books per se are just training programs that I've purchased. So like right now I work with Bob Proctor, and on one of the upcoming Zooms, I've got his right-hand guy, Bill, going to be teaching, and he's like been working with Bob for 20 years. So I hired Bob. I'll be over at his house after this Corona, and I spent 6 days with him. I'm super excited for him. So right now I've got his training program, and it's just such amazing content. So I listen to that over and over and over and over, like to where I can almost like talk exactly how he's saying it. Because then that's how you learn, and then you teach it, and that's when it becomes concrete. That's why when you do your own demonstration, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can talk about the water now, because you are teaching it. The moment you become a teacher is when you really validate it and becomes concrete in your mind. Repetition is huge, and then teaching it.
Amazing. Please tell Bob Proctor a guy from Malaysia called Gary Gunn says hi to him.
Okay, I'll let you tell him yourself. Well, we're gonna do some speaking engagements with him.
That'll be great if you can connect. Let's do a connection.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his. I follow a lot of his work, his videos. Amazing guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
my vision is to have him at an Enagic event. And
yes.
so when I go there to his home, I'll create that bond, that relationship. And then, you know, I want to bring him to the stage so you guys can hear him too.
Wow. I can't wait for that day, Amanda. We have one question from Ree Van Mao. Ree Van Mao from Cambodia. You have a question for Amanda? Ree Van Mao. Ree Van Mao. Are you there? Hello. You need to unmute yourself. Oh wait, let me unmute for her. Yeah, Ree Van Mao.
Yes, yes. Hello, Amanda.
Hi.
I'm from Cambodia. Anyway, thank you for your sharing. And I don't have any question. Thank you.
Oh,
all right. You're absolutely welcome.
I saw you raise your hands. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
How about Jason Ong? Jason Ong, you have a question for Amanda. You can unmute yourself, Jason.
Hi. Hi from Malaysia.
Hi, Jason.
Hi. Thank you so much, Amanda.
You're most welcome.
I mean, I've seen you only on YouTube videos, and now you're here. It's just really amazing the tips that you shared about, you know, rebranding yourself as a hydration expert, all the questions to close. So I have a question. What would you say, or what would you do to someone who is new, who just joined Enagic, like maybe yesterday, and you want to get this person to be confident, right, with the business, i.e., sell the first machine, and we do not know how long this COVID situation, this restriction movement will be going on. But is there any way, or maybe any recent examples of closing a machine online without any demo, without any trying of water? You know, what's the mindset like, or what's the approach like? That's my question. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Great question. And so if someone was to come to me and say, hey, Amanda, I got to have a machine sale because I got to make income. I don't know the skills. I don't know where to start. What do I do today in order to get results? I would do the same thing that's getting results now. I would teach them to post on social media. I would join my membership program that's complimentary this month. And, you know, if they don't make a sale their first or second day, I mean, they got to be okay with it, because they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves if that's going to stop them or go, you know. And JV Pacifico, he told me not too long ago, he said, you know, the people that are the most successful in this, they're in it for the long term. It's 6 months before they start making sales. The people that come in at the beginning, they can sell 5-10 machines their first month. Those people die off very quickly. And so we have to have that kind of mindset. We're conditioning people and we have to teach them, train them. It's not going to happen just overnight. But if they've got to have results overnight, you got to probably go to someone that already respects them and likes them and would buy anything from them. That's usually their inner circle. Who's their mom, who's their dad, who's their brother, who's their sister, who's the aunts, uncles. Those people that have rapport with them, those people you can reach out to first. So I'd go there and see if we can, you know, get them happily involved, sharing a video. And then I'd teach them how to do social media. Posting in the morning, posting in the afternoon, doing a video. You're in the video with them. You could do a Zoom like this, doing the video. Just do something simple. And then just keep creating more content. Just keep plugging the mindset in. You've got to, you know, if there's a demo that you like, watch it 30 times. And then teach them how to do their own demo. And if you can get them doing their own demo the first couple of weeks, they're going to be way more successful.
Jason, did it answer your question, Jason?
Yes, to an extent. So when you say teach them to do the demo, so that would mean that to teach them to do the demo at home, right? The practice of it, and do they take the video of them doing the demo as well?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I have my team do is I teach them how to create their own YouTube channel. And I say, okay, because you are the owner of your own business, you've got to be credible. So when people reach out to you and they're like, hey, I've seen this water machine, what is it about? You're going to say, hey, let me send you my 20-minute video that goes over the whole thing. You go to your YouTube channel, you paste it over there in the messenger. Then they watch it. Now you become the authority figure because you're the one teaching. Eric Warrior always said, you know, it's the person that has the marker at the front of the stage that makes all their money. So you got to become the person of your business. So the faster you can get that up and you can become your own owner of your business, people see you and they think, oh, wow, you're doing the demo. This must be good. And so that's what you got to think about. The faster you can get that to happen, the more results are going to be created.
Right.
I think Amanda, you got this point really straight to the point, because a lot of new people that they come in, they always want to hang, I won't call it hang around, but they want to leverage on the top guys. Nothing wrong with that. Obviously, the top guys has more results. But what you said make a lot of sense. The guy with the marker at the board is the one that's making all the money. So guys, whether you are a newbie, a 1A, 3A, 5A, 6A, or a 6A2 or whatever it is, just aspire, just take one step at a day to be an authority in your business. You can say whatever that you feel that you can contribute to everybody. And everybody is different. Everybody has their gift. Everybody has their strength. So I'm very sure you, by just taking one step at a time, one step at a day, one day you will just be like Amanda, you know, which Amanda, thanks for reminding us on that point, you know, the be an authority in your field. All right, Jason, I hope that answers your question. Next is Carolina, 5555. You sure like 5, right? Carolina, hello. Carolina, are you there? You raise your hands.
Yes.
Hi, Carolina. Oh, wait, 1 minute. I need to unmute you. Okay, yes, Carolina.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here, and I've learned a lot today. And I'm just a beginner in this market, so I'm grateful to be fully online right now. I was in Zoom. Last Zoom is Saturday, and then last night, and then now. It's like involved to the full. Well, it's amazing, amazing.
Right. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you.
Thank you, Gariga.
Thank you. You know, Amanda, the best part is before the coronavirus, everybody is like, all these Zoom webinar is not for me. After the coronavirus, everybody is a Zoom expert. That's pretty amazing, right? Hey, wait a minute, Amanda, where's Amanda? Where's Amanda? Wait. Just a minute.
I gotcha.
Amanda. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So, okay, Amanda, as much as we want to go on forever, you have been sharing so much nuggets to us, gold nuggets, amazing. I hope to see you in person this time. If you do, after the coronavirus, if you do intend to come to Asia for your vacation, make sure Asia is your first stop, all right? I'll host you.
Absolutely.
I'll
Absolutely.
bring you all around, bring you to nice places around here, and we can do a lot of trainings together, right?
We can. Okay, so I've got a task for all of us.
All right.
Let's all go on Facebook and do
Okay.
a story. This is your story. We are all business partners, and we have 200 people on the call, and you
Yes.
can add this to your story. So
Okay.
I'll do it first so you can see.
Okay.
And you just go to your story. And here we go. So we brand it with the Kangen water, right? This doesn't say Kangen, but it says something that's similar that people are gonna be like, what is that bottle, right? Okay, so we go. Here, sitting at home, it's about what? What time is it in Malaysia, Gary?
Malaysia, it's
12.
12 in the afternoon.
12:12, over 200 people in the call at the highest peak, and we are educating people on water, how to drink better water, and how to make income out of the comfort of your home. It's pretty exciting. Now, they're gonna see that, and they're gonna be curious. They'll be like, if she's got 2 people on this call, same thing with you guys. I'll allow you to take the same video, right? We can all wave at the screen. These are my business partners here. We're getting happily involved in some better hydration and making some income at the comfort of our home. Those of you that are serious about your life and you want to change, message me today. So then that goes out there, and now it's just going to create more people getting curious. So the ones that are on the outside looking in, they're eventually going to jump in. You just got to keep creating content, keep putting it out there.
Right. In other words, the social media, the Facebook is your marketing tool, guys. What Amanda is trying to tell you. To me, I look at it like this. With the whole world now going online, and with the coronavirus, things has like 10 times the speed of migration to online. Ask yourself this question. If you have not posted something on any social media platform in a day, you have not opened your office for a day. In other words, if you have a shop, it's not even open for a day. And if your shop is not open for a day, guess what? Your business is not running for a day. Right, Amanda?
Absolutely.
So be like Amanda, have that discipline to just continue. I mean, if you can, the best is video. Am I right to say that, Amanda? The best is video. The best a statistic has shown, do a video. Trust me, okay? This what I told my wife yesterday, because very soon you'll be seeing a video of her cooking with Kangen. I told her, I said, can you imagine there's a lady in Malaysia, she dressed so normal, and you look at her face, she doesn't even look even 1% of a film star. But just by doing a very simple cooking video of, it's a very nice dessert in Malaysia called a red bean soup. She has 2.5 million views. Can you imagine that? So it doesn't mean that you have to look like Brooke Shields or Jennifer Lopez or as handsome as Gary Gunn to you know, like post things or to put it on social media. You don't have to. It's the discipline and the consistency of your video, and keep getting people's attention of, hey, what is this guy doing? What is this girl doing? I think that's the greatest takeaway that we can have from Amanda today, is like, just do it, right? Take action. She said earlier on today, keep taking action, make that discipline. The last thing that just came into my head, Amanda, you have a social media or internet marketing specialist with us today, right? What's her name?
Marjorie.
Marjorie. Okay, my question is, what is the reason on getting a social media or an internet marketing expert, and is it a necessity to have one?
Absolutely not necessary. You can start just like I did. But once you get so many leads, you can't follow up, and you're seeing like, this is like a big deal. I gotta be more available to teach the people, then I can't take everyone coming in. So you got to have to delegate. And so when you have enough income, you don't worry about it, because you know if you hire somebody, they're going to help you even grow more. And then you can give people money. It's the same thing. It's like there's income producing activities and income reducing activities. And so I don't like to clean the house because it takes my time. And so I hire somebody to do that. I don't do the chores outside either because my time is valuable spent with you guys. So I delegate as much as possible, that be social media, that be, you know, tasks, grocery store, things like that, to somebody else. And then my income's going to go up so I can stimulate more jobs, which is going to create more economy.
Awesome. That's the best way of leverage, right? Get the experts to do what they are expert at, and we get to do top value things that creates more value to more people, that gives us the highest results, right?
Exactly. Yes, but you don't need one. You just got to get out there and take action.
Right.
And then, you know, when you're closing 3-4 deals a month, then you can start thinking about, okay, maybe I could use someone that's an hour every other day to just edit some videos for me.
Right.
And that's how you start.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Amanda. You have been such a great asset to us. You have been sharing non-stop since 10 a.m. and now it's 12, 2 hours non-stop talking. And can you imagine 2 hours and we still have close to 200 people on the call right now. Everybody is so eager to learn from you. Thank you so much, Amanda. You have impacted our lives. There are so many nuggets. The few things that I can think of is make a video, call somebody, tell them there's an ATM machine sitting at the counter, forget about no jobs, no money. Do one video, one posting that you can on social media today, because if you don't do it, your shop's not open, your business not open. There's so many nuggets. And okay, guys, if you would like to have another training session with Amanda, feel free to put at the chat bottom there, say what you have got from today. And if you like to have Amanda Bobbett up again, just put a yes with a many S at the back, like YES all the way, all right? Okay, so once again, thank you, Amanda. It has been a great privilege for me to be able to bring you to Asia and to bring you to many parts of the world, to bring you to my team. Because without this Zoom webinar, sometimes all these logistics may not be possible. And thanks to modern technology, as we all know, today we are living in a different world. Thank you for being able to, you are just like sitting in my living room right now, you know. So amazing, right? So thank you so much. I hope I can also be a contributing factor to your team. If you need in the future, do let me know. If you can, if you need to pick my brains or anything, feel free to call on me. And thank you so much for sharing. And guys, if you are on this call, do Amanda, and if you can, for me also a favor, you may want to go to Amanda on my Facebook page. My page, as I mentioned just now, Kangen Power Team International. You can go there, write your comment. You want to give us your blessing, what you think of today's call. So the biggest golden question that everybody has been messaging over there in the chat group is, will there be a recording? How can I get the recording? The answer is yes. Okay, there is a recording. I've recorded the whole session. The only thing is, because we are living in the world of social media today, the currency is not money. You don't need to pay me money. You don't even need to pay me a single cent. What I just need you to do is very simple. Go to Kangen Power Team International. You will find in the chat group over there, Kangen Power Team International. That's a Facebook page. Go there, like that page. Okay, shortly after today's call, after this call, we will be posting this posting of today's webinar on that page. Go to that page, go to that page, go to that posting, and put a like there and share that posting in your timeline. The moment that is shared to your timeline, a copy of the recording in a YouTube file will be sent to your Facebook Messenger. All right, so do that, and definitely you will learn a lot. So once again, thank you so much, Amanda. After this, I will unmute everybody so that everybody can say a big thank you in their language to you. But before we end, I've got just two announcements. I'm very sure we have benefited so much from Amanda. If you have, just give her a big round of applause, a big Zoom clap, you know, give all the hugs and kisses, you know. Okay, I'm very sure you will like to also experience the next session with another interview with the stars, with a very amazing guy that has also made it very big. He's a native Italian that is currently based in America. He's none other than Giordano Carretta. Young guy. Amanda, have you met this person? Giordano? You have not met him? Wow. I was introduced to him by none other than Kuniko San of LA. And apparently this guy is doing amazingly business, native Italian, based in America now, doing a lot of social media stuff. So you guys want to stay tuned. I will post this on Kangen Power Team International page. So stay tuned for more updates in this page, that what's coming up in the next few sessions. For those of y'all who are interested, okay, for those of y'all who are interested, okay, so that event will be taking place on the May the 5th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So if you are in America, that's your time. 7 p.m. May the 5th is a Monday. So for all of y'all who are in Asia, just like me, it will be May the 6th. 6th of May is a Tuesday at 10 a.m. For Thailand, Cambodia, it will be at 9 a.m. So Asian time is May the 6th and May the 5th Pacific time. So you will want to learn from Giordano Carretta. Young guy, I think he's only in his 20s or 30s, killing it at the internet, social media, amazing, building strong groups all over America, Italian native. All right. And yeah, amazing.
Cool.
The second announcement I'd like to make is this Friday, I'm doing, actually it's more my beautiful wife here, Lily. She's going to do and facilitate an event that is very timely for right now. Okay, why? Can you imagine, out of the blue, out of the sudden, every parent suddenly have to become a homeschool tutor, right? Suddenly, busy parents that have not really sometimes not spent time with the kids, never really looked at them doing homework. Suddenly with the lockdown, you are forced to stay at home, making sure your children are studying. And guess what? When children are at home and with iPads and iPhones and Netflix readily available at their disposal, that is the biggest challenge every parent has, right? So guess what? This Friday, Malaysian time, this Friday at 3 p.m., my wife, beautiful wife, Lily, is going to facilitate this title of this webinar is called Homeschooling, What Every Parent and Children Need to Know and Prepare For. So if you find that topic very relevant for you, it's this Friday, 3 p.m. Malaysian time. It will be facilitated by Lily, but the main speaker is none other than the wife of Bernard Chan, the Asia superstar of Kangen, okay? Her name is Joy Huang. Bernard has 6 children. Can you imagine that? 6 children. We are having 4 kids and and he is having 6. So we want to hear from Joy, how's the secret in raising children, and they homeschool their children from day one. So guys, if you are having a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, how to get your children off the iPad, iPhones, Netflix, getting them to study, what's the right mindset, what's the discipline, you want to tune in at 3 p.m. this Friday, Malaysia time. We will come up with a flyer and post it on the Kangen Power Team International website. So go and check it out and I will see you there. All right, guys. So finally, without further ado, let me unmute everybody. There's still 173 people here that doesn't want to go away. Amanda, you are such an amazing star. You have given us so much value. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And right now, here we go. Unmute all.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you so much.
Thank
Amanda.
you.
Bless you,
Thank
Mama.
you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You.
Amanda, thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary.
You, Amanda.